Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to another ramble session on a Monday. I hope you all are doing well. My goodness, I have a big pile here to share with you today. We're going to probably stuff the journal, yeah? It's April has started, right? It started at the beginning of the week. I can't remember what day it started. Um Monday or Tuesday, I'm guessing. Tuesday was the first. So I did, let's just move some of the stuff aside. Okay, this is all the stuff I need to uh, stick in the journal. Okay, we'll start with these are things that I want to show you, and then we'll start with this. Okay, so this is my March journal. March, I have to say, as well as a lot of other people, it's just been a slow going month, right? I don't know what it is. I was just watching Sweet Allison the other day of AJ's Inspired Life. I'll put her link below. And she was saying the same thing, you know. I've heard a lot of us journalers get in a slump, I guess, for the month of March. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if it's the change of the seasons, although in Florida we don't really have seasons, but yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but it was just slow going. So anyway, I did finish out my journal. Yay me. I got all of the journaling done as far as I know. And I did end up putting this little rag flower type thing on um, the front cover, glued it on. And yeah, we're all done. So look forward to, whoops, I need to glue that in. Okay. Yep. I need to glue that in or tape it in or something. Yeah. Okay. We'll figure that out later because I might color in the background or something like that, but I'll figure it out later. Yeah. So all of this is done all the way to the end. Yep. And yeah, I really enjoyed working in it. Now, my journals, my junk journals, are made from uh white mailing envelopes. Okay, just very simple. Years ago I bought like a box of 100. Why? I have no idea. um I'm sure I had an intended use for them, but I can't remember. And so this is what I've been using to make a junk journal for my creative daily journals. Now these each hold 1 month, you know. There's 16 pages inside, folded in half, simply bound in here with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and then I put this little loop on the top here, and um, oh, that's stuck. And I use it to put a little lobster claw and put some of the things for the month, you know, that have gone on. Like I had started making these little, I call them little earrings, but they're just little seed beads on a bowl pin, really cute. And then I had fevers this month in the month of March. So yeah, so that's how that turned out. And again, look forward to a flip through. It'll probably be 2 parts coming up in the coming weeks. Okay, so we've got that taken care of. Oh yeah, and I sat in here one day. If you remember last time, I had done nothing in the March. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And so this is how my March calendar came out. I did decide, I asked you guys whether you liked the Smoosh background or not. And I'm not a fan of it. I thought I might be just to add a little bit of color, but it's so busy with all the stickers and images and all that kind of stuff that I do not like it with the smush paper. I like it white, the background white like this. So, yep, I sat in here, I think just one day and filled it all in. Now I have a couple blank spaces here. Might need to do something down here. I'm not sure. And otherwise, it's done, right? It's as done as it's going to get. So, oh yeah, I need to um, outline this. Yeah. So there are just a couple few bits that I want to put on here. And then this is completely done. So yeah, I like the way it turned out with exception to the busy background. And then here I have now started, I got ahead of the game, jumped on it, you know, so that I could put some things on here starting for the month of April. So hopefully I'll be able to just come in here, maybe do like a week at a time, and just add to it. Or if I'm in here working on my journal, I can just quickly, figure something out and add to it. So I won't be so behind by the end. So there is that. So I'm happy about that. And then, oh, let's show you this next. I ordered this the other day. We happened to be ordering stuff on Amazon for my husband, and I had seen this book, and yeah, I love the flow books. I really do. And I think when I purchased it anyway, I don't know about it right now, but when I purchased it, it was like 50% off. So this book, I mean, let me see. I don't even know if it says how much it retails for. Probably over $20, right? And so I got it for like 50% off. I thought it was a great deal. I do read through these books, but then I do use them to cut them up. So yeah, they're just so beautiful. I love a good flow book. So this is a book that loves you and adventure and self-compassion. I'm sure it has interesting reads in it, for certain things, but um, I just love it for the artwork, right? Like, look at this paper here, so beautiful. The, I mean, look at that. And if I don't bother cutting it up, I can always, use this as inspiration, right? To draw my own or whatever, you know. Like this, the images are just beautiful. These right here, and I know you're probably thinking, why would you cut up a perfectly beautiful book? Wow, my thought process on that is um if it's just going to sit on my shelf and I'm never going to open it and never going to look at it, which is what happens to a lot of my books on, that are on the shelf, um I'd rather cut them up and use them, than to just keep them on the shelf. These, I do believe that these are bound in with whatchamacallit, with strings. So it's very easy to pop the string and take out the whole page, use them in journals and whatever. So yeah, once I read through it, I will probably then use these pages in my journal somehow, or like this paper right here is absolutely stunning to me. Or again, I can use this as inspiration and try to watercolor or acrylic paint my own flowers like this and make my own background paper. Like this is just beautiful to me, stunning, you know. And I would love to cut this out and put it on a page, So, at any rate, there's that. It just has beautiful, beautiful images, good articles to read, I think. And see, I could use that for my little pup, which, oh gosh, I'll tell you about Remington's escapades yet again. Um, this beautiful paper, but again, I can use it as inspiration, right? To make my own kind of background paper. So beautiful, beautiful book. Love it. So I did get that. So then I had shown you this, I do believe last week. I made this. Oh, I added the trim here, right? The bunny trim from Dollar Tree. I think it's okay, I mean, it doesn't impede anything. It doesn't get in the way of anything. It just adds a little, you know, fun, whimsical part to the journal. But I love how this came out. Again, this is a white mailing envelope that I've painted with acrylic paint, put on this is from Happy Mail. I scribbled a faith-based song. These are just embellishments that I had. Yeah. So I love the way it turned out. Again, 16 pages folded in half. What 16 pages folded in half gives me is a double spread, right? So this is for one day. Okay. Um, let's see what else. Yes, I put a pocket in here. Don't know if I'm going to use it or not. And in fact, if I do find out that I don't use it, I might even peel it off and put it back in my stash and use it for something else. Who knows? Um, I have printed vellum. I love the way printed vellum looks. I just think it's beautiful. And this, it kind of ties in with the green of the front. Um, so what else? let me see. Okay. Oh, and then on this, I did change this. Originally, this side piece here was a necklace and it was attached in like a loop. And then I cut it in half, right? So it's two separate dangles. And then I was watching a video on how to make, excuse me, like bead charms, right? Because, on every one of my books, I do have beaded charms, on the side. And I think they're just so pretty. So I did look up a video. If I'm sure it's in my history, so I'll put it below, but I had limited supplies. Okay. And oh, this is part of the wire. Yikes. Okay. The girl that I watched was using, excuse me, 20 gauge wire, which is thicker. This is 26 gauge wire. It's just very flimsy floral wire from the Dollar Tree, but it's what I had, and I just wanted to try my hand at it to see if it really is as easy as it looked on the video. And it pretty much is. I was very surprised. So I made a couple, and just to try my hand at it. And this is one of them. Let's see there. See? All with tools and stuff and wrapping and whatnot, but I thought that was pretty. And then I made, where is it, this little one here. It's hard to see, but see, it has a loop on the end, so you can actually make multiple of them and then just string them together. So I just thought that was fun. Just thought it was fun. And then of course my earplugs, because I had an MRI this week. So on the side, what I usually try to do is I use the side to collect things that when I look at the book on my shelf, when it's all completed, I see a few things that stuck out for that month, right? Last month it was fevers. This month it's the MRI. So, yeah, and it could be anything. It could be anything. Maybe I see a flower outside, I dry it, I laminate it, and I stick it on here. So it's anything that, yeah, that is significant, a significant happening in my life for that month, right? Okay, so now we can get into stuffing, okay, hopefully. So here's all of my stuff. I have not worked in this at all, and here we are. What is today? Today is the 6th, right? The 6th of April, and I have done nothing in this book, which is fine because a lot of times I've been noticing that I'll come in here like once a week. Well, I come in here more than that. I mean, let's face it. But um sometimes I'm just in here for a few minutes, like working on those beads. Other times I'm in here working on lettering or something like that. I don't necessarily come in here and work on this, of course, every day. So maybe like after a week I collect all the stuff and then I'll come in here for a good hour or two and design all the pages. So that's just the kind of schedule type thing that works for me. um yeah, so this I'm gonna put right here, similar to the one that I had in the other book, just haven't glued down yet. I'm gonna probably use my daubers to color in the back, but I just thought this was really pretty. The colors, are orange and greens and blues, which I thought went really well with the journal. And may the first day of April bring with it much peace, love, joy, passion, and purpose into your life. Yes. And I went ahead and just for the first week, I picked out my numbers, and these are my stick letters for the days of the week. Um, it comes like this, like a whole sheet, and I have those down below. Okay, in my printables section, they're all free, so go ahead and um, yeah, collect some for yourself. There are a lot of different ones in there. And yeah, so go ahead and get yourself some. Let's see. What was I going to say about this? I forget. Oh, yeah. And then all the numbers that I have are from Loveland's Life. So I will put her Instagram down below. I don't believe she's doing any more YouTube videos, but she is She does have an Etsy shop, and I believe it's an Etsy shop, and she still has her printables, numbers, and days of the week, and all that. And then I decided to use my own for this month. So let's see. On Tuesday, which was the first, um, not really all that much happened. Oh my gosh, can I just tell you? So we were like my husband went out and sat in our yard, Um, and then I asked him, I said, "Do you, have you considered getting a pool?" And he was like, "You know what? Yeah, I've been thinking about it." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that was one of the things when we moved up here and we were looking for homes and stuff. We were adamant. We do not want a house with a pool. We do not want a house with a pool. And our neighborhood has a community pool, but there's just something different about just relaxing by your own little pool, right? And our pool would be very, very small. So I don't know. We might look into it. If it's too much of an expenditure, then we're probably going to pass on it. But yeah, it would be nice to have, just like a nice little patio. Of course, I can't um sit out in the sun like I used to, I have to like douse my body in sunscreen and all that jazz, right? But I can have my coffee on the patio. Or in the evenings when I speak to my daughter, I can go out. Anyway, so yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. I can't remember when this was though. I'm not going to read this whole thing. I will hold it up. There you go. You can screenshot it or whatever. It's about a mom. Um, and I love these things for my kids, so I sent it to my sweet daughter-in-law. It might have been on Tuesday, so I'll just stick it in there. And then Wednesday, see, these are from Loveland's Life. This is mine. Um, I had a snack of Triscuits. This is just from the box. I'll probably hang it. I've really been enjoying just like hanging things from the corner or something, just a little more interactive. So I have that. And then guess what happened? These I got in Happy Mail years ago from Sweet Loveland's Life. Sunburn. Okay. My husband, I don't know what he was thinking. He doesn't know what he was thinking. We have always, in our adult lives, we have always worn sunscreen. Always, and it's always been um, well, my husband's skin is more olivey, right? He gets like dark skin. His mom has dark skin too. Anyway, doesn't matter. We've always used sunscreen. We always put our kids in sunscreen. We've always, always, always used sunscreen, right? Well, this day he put this stuff on that my daughter gave him. I don't know. It's like some browning lotion or something. Anyway, he did not put on sunscreen. And he, like, the day before he laid out in the sun, he got, a nice little, color to him. And he put on sunscreen. And it was earlier in the day. He laid out or he sat outside with the dog, from like 10 maybe to 11. Then the next day, I think it was an hour later. So it was like 11 to noon or something. And he got really sunburnt. Now, not sunburnt enough to get like sun poisoning or anything like that. Thank goodness for that. But he could have kicked himself. I mean, he was like, I can't believe I did that. I just can't believe I did that. Oh gosh, the poor thing. All right. So then on Thursday, um yes, okay. I had this here. I don't know. Yeah, this has to do with my MRI. A lot of times when I'm waiting to go in to get my MRI, I do sit there and hum or whatever. It's just a comforting, what's that, coping mechanism, I guess. So I found that to put in there. It was good news. Well, sort of, yeah, everything's fine. I don't know like the results or anything like that. I won't know for a couple weeks, which is fine. But the last time I went in for an MRI, which was 2 months ago, um, they had to stick me 5 different times to get the contrast in. Oh my gosh, I was in tears. It was just terrible, terrible. And so I really wasn't looking forward to that when I went in this time. And so the same guy was doing the test and he remembered me. And he said, "Oh, we had a really hard time last time, right?" And I said, "Yes. So I really appreciate it if, you know, somebody that can do a hard stick comes in and does it. I really don't want to go through that again." He understood completely, but he did it and I mean, it worked like a charm. I barely even felt it, because I told him, I said, "Look, first of all, I need a butterfly, and which is a little baby needle. And secondly, you need to go super, super slow because if they jam that stuff in my vein, it's gonna blow." So he did a wonderful job. I don't even have a mark from it. I mean, yeah. So that went swimmingly. The bad part, or it wasn't like a bad part, but the unfortunate part was that they were running late. So, oh gosh, my appointment was at 9:30. I don't, and the test is 45 minutes. I'm in the tube, but then, yeah, I didn't get out until like afternoon. So that was annoying. But anyway, and then I have this right here, deciding to be grateful. And now some of these things I might or might not put in here. And then it's here, when you find yourself paralyzed by all the what ifs, try to remember that things could go wonderfully, unexpectedly, fantastically right. Amen. Yeah. And then here's my hospital bracelet for it. I did get a cheeky little uh Popeye's chicken on the way home. And then I think all this is for this day. Yeah. Isn't this funny? Okay, like I just fancied a glass of wine when we got home, or not when we got home. That would have been at noon, but in the afternoon, later in the afternoon. And so this was the wine I finished up. We had it in the fridge for our kids, and then I went on the hunt for a um a clip art, and these are my exact wine glasses. Isn't that funny? And pink to boot. Yes. We found them in Bell's, this discount store here. They are plastic, or acrylic, or whatever you want to call it. But I love them. They're so pretty. And they came in a couple colors, and my husband's like, "Get any color you want." I'm like, "Well, hello. Of course I'm gonna get pink." So yeah, very cute. So I had a little glass of wine that evening. Um, and then this is a faith-based one. So I think, oh no, and then this right here, the butterfly stickers, I received these in Happy Meal a while back. And I'm also going to use this heart sticker with butterflies on it because my son and his wife had a specialist appointment. It was a heart specialist for their baby, and everything is fine. So yeah, so there's that. So they had that appointment. Okay, Thursday. Now, Friday. Okay, which was, wait a second. Yeah, Friday. That is not this. Hmm. I'm confused then. Let me see. Hold on. Hold the phone. What is today's Sunday? Hmm. Let me see. Friday. Um okay, yeah. No, not much happened on Friday, so I'll have to look into that. That's what happened. Okay, Saturday. Well, my husband and I went to a lovely park near us. We took the pup with us. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I forgot to tell you about the pup shenanigans. Oh, my goodness. This dog is going to be the death of me. Let me just tell you. Okay. He was really good on our walk though. We took him to the park. We walked around. It was nice. We just like kind of avoid other dogs and stuff because I don't know what his problem is. He's a super friendly dog, to us and the family members and stuff. But man, oh man, get him out with other dogs and he's just goes crazy. And he didn't always used to be like that. So I don't know what his problem is. Anyway, at our house, we have a fence around our yard and it is a privacy fence, which I'm so glad that we ended up getting. In our neighborhood, you have two choices for fences. One is like a black iron fence that with holes in it, and the other one is a white PVC total privacy fence. We went with the white privacy fence. At the time, we did not have a neighbor on one of our sides, And I said, I'm not going to be able to handle the dog out there, on a daily basis, seeing everything that's going on and barking his full head off, because I know that's what he would do. So we got the white fence, right? Well, when they put it in, toward the back, our land is not totally flat. Um, so it kind of goes up in the back and down on the side. It's weird, okay? It's like slopey. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, so instead of having the fence, go straight across, it has to kind of go with the topography of the land, right? And so in the back, on one of the sides, there's like, a space about this big, probably not even 6 inches of space between the ground and the bottom of the fence. Now, why they did that, I have no idea. Why we didn't say anything at the time, again, I have no idea. So my dog has ignored that little space for since we've had the fence, right? He doesn't go near it. It doesn't bother him. Blah blah blah. Well, a couple months ago we got new neighbors, and she has a beautiful standard. I'm not sure if it's a poodle or a doodle. I don't know, but beautiful white standard dog, and super super sweet. And so yesterday, I think it was, my dog figured out that there's a hole under there, and she just recently got a fence too. So now she can let her dog run free in their backyard, right? So of course they are at the fence, growling and barking, whatever. Oh my gosh. So my husband this morning went out there and kind of filled it in with dirt and whatever, so that, because he was like, our dog was like halfway under the fence into the neighbor's yard. Gosh. And the poor neighbor, she was like, I'm so sorry. And my husband's like, no, I'm so sorry. I'm like, ugh. Again, the dog is going to be the death of me. Let me just tell you that. So this is what I got for him. And I'll probably cut out the picture or the little clip art that I have for Remington and put that there. Oh yeah, that reminds me too. Let me move some of this stuff. Hang on. Because I think in one of these it must not be this one. No, not that one. I forgot. I do have a brain. That's funny. That sounds funny anyway. I thought it was, maybe it's in here. Um, I could have sworn it was in here. Oh, come on. Maybe it's not in here. Obviously not. Interesting. Very interesting. Um, I have a brain that I did. Maybe it is in here. That I cut out a while back because, I just had an extra. There it is. Yeah, I just had an extra one. So that goes on the page with my MRIs. So that goes there. Okay. This day here, my hair has still not grown back, guys. Oh my gosh. I had radiation the first part of January, and now we're in month 4, and I'm still bald. Part of my hair. So that's annoying. And then this has to do with the neighbors. Well, today my neighbor spoke to me, so I did what I had to do. I strapped a monitor on my ankle, went outside with my shirt on inside out, and argued with a pine tree. That should hold him off for a while. I am not one. I know it's terrible. I spend the majority of my day inside, right? I do like my privacy. I'm not a people kind of person. Like if I'm out on a walk and I see a neighbor, I will say hi. If we're driving down the road, we do wave. But I don't go out of my way to like take cookies to the neighbors or anything like. It's just not me. I've never been that way. It's just the way that I grew up. Could I change it? Yes, I could. Do I want to? Not really. So, yeah, I'm just a very private person. Well, with exception to sharing my entire life to however many people, on YouTube. That doesn't really make much sense. Anyway, while we were at the park yesterday with the pupper, we did see a cardinal, and they have a very distinctive call. And we had a cardinal in the yard yesterday. I just love hearing their call. Um, yeah, it reminds me of my mom. And so we were at the park and we heard I was like, "Oh, there's a cardinal." And so we located it and it was the prettiest male, just super bright red, just gorgeous, gorgeous. So I'm going to cut that out and put that in there. I also had to replace my pen ink. I don't now when I stuff this, just so you know, I don't know what I'm going to use or what I'm not going to use. So the end result of my pages, it might turn out that I don't have everything, that I have stuffed in here actually on the page. When I'm designing the page itself, then I decide what I want to keep and what I want to not keep. Okay. I did go, my husband stopped off at Wendy's and I got a little breakfast sandwich afterwards. This was my snack for the afternoon, so I need to cut this out. Um, yeah. And then I think that's pretty much it. Okay. And then this morning, we were supposed to go, because I film these on Sundays, we were supposed to go with my two sisters in law and their husbands out to breakfast. And my poor sister in law, she had texted my husband yesterday to make sure we were still going. We made plans on what time we were going to meet. They wanted to meet early because they're heading back home. They've got about a 9 or 10 hour drive home today. And so, they wanted to just meet early in the morning before they left to go on their way. And the poor thing, oh my goodness. Now, they just got back yesterday from like a 7-day cruise, right, with the family. And yeah, like all the sisters went. My husband and I were the only ones in the family that did not go. Of my in-laws' kids, right? It's hard to explain. Anyway, so they went on this cruise. I really hope they had a great time. And we were going to meet them for breakfast, right? So we get a text yesterday and she says, her throat's a little scratchy and she feels a little achy, but otherwise she's fine. And I'm so thankful that she did that because a lot of people don't, you know. And with my husband and my health the way it is, we really are very particular about who we hang around with. If you're sick and you have something contagious, please stay away, because we deal with enough. We don't need a cold or a virus or any of that stuff on top of it. So, anyway, we were very happy that she was very respectful and compassionate about that. And so what that does also is it gives my husband and I the choice on whether or not we want to pursue this, you know, um, appointment, I guess, or not appointment, but I don't know what word I'm looking for, but to go out to breakfast with them, right? So he and I discussed it. We are like, you know what? It'll be fine. We don't have to drape ourselves on them. We don't have to kiss them. We don't, we're just simply sharing a meal. It'll be okay. So we had decided that we were going to go because we really wanted to see them. And so the poor thing, she texted, or my other sister in law texted, but they drove down together. Two sisters drove down together with their husbands. And so anyhow, I get long story short, that never happens with me, folks. It never happens. I never have a short story. But so they texted this morning, and the poor things, they have feet. Her and one of the sisters and her husband both now have fevers. They feel so poorly that they had to go to urgent care. Don't know the result of that. And they're holding off leaving to go back home because they feel so, so terrible. So, oh my goodness, I feel so terrible for them. But needless to say, we're not going out to breakfast with them. But I am going out to breakfast with my lovely husband. So he said, yeah, well, there's no reason we can't go out to breakfast. So that's what we're going to do. So, anyway, that is everything I think that has been going on. Now, obviously, I do need to come in here and fill in the week's stuff. Will I film a journal with me? I don't know. I don't know. We shall see. My husband, I think, coming up this week has a long appointment. So I might come in here on Tuesday and just get that, yeah, tomorrow for you guys. I might just come in here and get all that done hopefully that day. I don't know. But yeah, otherwise, I think that's about it. So thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Yes, I know that time is so precious. So I'm so appreciative that you choose to spend that time with me. I hope y'all have a great rest of your week. I hope that gave you some ideas on what to save and what you can put in your books if you want to. Again, a lot of times I don't put every little thing in my book, so when I go to decorate the pages, it is then that I decide what to add and what not to add. But I like to keep it all together, just so I have all the little bits and pieces to choose from. So, yes, have a wonderful rest of your day. Have an awesome week. And I'll talk at you all real soon. Bye for now.